Anyway, everybody, my name is Greg Yost. If you don't know me, I met a lot of y'all last night. I go by the name of Squatchman. I have been doing this since 2002 when one come down off a hill. It sounded like a Sherman tank coming at me. And I was by myself with my dog on a very nice November night in DuBois County, Ferdinand State Park. It's by Holiday World. For people who don't know that area, it's at the end of the Hoosier National Forest, very squatchy area. And he came down off the hill, and it was, I mean, like I said, a Sherman tank, and I literally went into shock sitting at the picnic table, listening to it come down, thinking, what the... So anyway, there's a dog that came up playing with my dog. I had a Chow Golden Retriever mix. He looked like a little grizzly bear. He weighed 125 pounds, and he was my best friend. And he would answer my commands like that. Yeah, if I asked him to jump, he would ask me how high. A very mindful dog. Him and this other dog that come up, it was a hunting dog, a Meagle, a blue tick hound mix. I'll use this tree for a reference point. But this is where this creature stopped, right behind a tree at the bottom of the little hill there, with a big lake here, and I was over a dam, a little secluded spot. I had a campfire going, I was cooking hot dogs, I had a couple of beers. My wife just left me, I was laid off from work, and I found solitude going on drives and going through the forest to find out my purpose in life, where I was headed, because at that point it was nothing but down. So now this happens, and I was in shock. My dog was here, the other dog was there. They were sitting down staring up at the tree. And then I started hearing, and it was coming right through me, the vibrations. And I was like, oh my God, well, what is this? I'm still in shock, I can't move. My dogs were still there, well, my dog and the other dog in a trance. And at this point, I don't know what I was going to do, what was going through my brain, what was this thing? I knew it was a monster, and I knew my life was probably in danger. So I was in the Navy 10 years, I'm a military man, I'm trained to defend myself, and I'm a good fighter. So I heard a voice. It said, Yost, get up off your ass, react to the situation, do something, or you're gonna die. I had my car right here with a loaded 45 in it. I got up. I snapped out of my trance, my mild shock. I grabbed my gun. I cocked it. I held it up to the tree. I said, I don't know who you are or what you are, but you come around the tree, I'm lighting your ass up, and I'm gonna kill you. I started getting aggressive. I started getting mean again. I wanted to show this thing I was not afraid of him. And I started screaming at Buddy. I knew I had to get out of there, and I had to get out in a hurry. This thing was 20 feet from me. So I didn't want to look up there. I didn't even want to see what the thing looked like. I had a little campfire, and the ring of the fire only went out to here. I couldn't really even see back there. It was so dark, but I heard him. Buddy wouldn't even turn around, wouldn't even come. So again, Buddy, Buddy! So I knew what I had to do. I had to get my best friend, and I had to get him in the car, and I had to get out of there quick. So I inched up. Again, I'm getting my dog and I'm leaving. Do not bother me or I'm gonna shoot you. Again, I don't know who you are or what you are, but I'm not gonna play with you, buddy. So as I reach down, I grab Buddy, still trying to pick a 125-pound dog up with a gun trained to this beast. So I finally get him in my lap, and I go back. I get him in the car, I close the door, I jump in. I'm shaking like a leaf on a tree. I back up to the end of the dam 30 feet away. But my cooler, my food, I had a couple more things on the picnic table, but I needed a cigarette bad. I'm a heavy smoker, and I was shaking like a leaf on a tree. So I'm out in the middle of Du Bois County, nothing open. It would have been an hour before I got to a store. So I'm like, I'm going to get my stuff. So I said, I had to do it. Yeah, that's what cigarettes will do for you. So anyway, I drove back to the picnic table. But this time I hit my bright lights, and I looked up at the tree. And I didn't want to see his face. I didn't look up that high, but about 6 feet, 7 feet up that tree, there was a big hand wrapped around it with black hair hanging down his arm. I seen him from his elbow to his hand. He had this thumb tucked in like that. And later I found out that that's what they do. They tuck their thumbs. And he was just sitting there with the arm. He didn't move at all. That other dog was still there. Yeah, a lot of people had got on me for not saving that dog. I thought I was pushing my luck, getting my dog and getting me out of there. So I'm sorry, dog. Yeah, whatever happened to you, yeah, I'm sorry. But I got my stuff, and I got out of there. And I didn't want to look up. I didn't want to see what this thing looked like. And on the way home, all I could think of was The Legend of Boggy Creek, the Patterson film. And I'm thinking to myself, you just seen one of these things in Indiana. Yeah, this ain't California, this ain't Washington. I thought maybe there was one Bigfoot, Patty, maybe one in Arkansas. But that guy, it hasn't even been confirmed that it was a Bigfoot. Nothing like the Patty video I seen in 1969 on the Johnny Carson show. Patterson was on there with them. Nothing like that walk. Best film ever. It still is. From 1967 to 2019, the best film ever. And I thought maybe it was just one of these in California. But no, I seen one here in Indiana on that cold November night back in 2002, and it changed my life. I had a better and brighter outlook. I was going to start going to the forest, and I was going to find out the truth about these things. I was going to find out what are they? Who are they? Where do they come from? Are they earthly people? Are they animals? Are they monkeys? I wasn't on Facebook. I did this myself for 15 years. I went home for 3 years, going out. I said, at times, it was very trying. My subconscious would try to get me off of it. And I would say, no, I know what I seen that night. I know what I heard. I wasn't hallucinating. I wasn't daydreaming. This really happened, and I'm going to get to the bottom of it, and I'm going to get to the truth of it. And I'm not going to listen to nobody about it. I'm going to do this myself. So 3 years went by. I never heard nothing, seen nothing. I didn't know much about them. I didn't know they built structures. I didn't know the noises they made. All I knew is I seen an arm, and I heard him breathing, and I heard him walk down that hill. That's all I needed to know. It was a real thing, and it had to be a Bigfoot because of the size. I've been back there 100 times reliving that moment. It gives me chills every time I go there. I can still see that arm. I can still hear him walk down the hill. So yes, it changed my life. So anyway, it was 3 years almost through the day. It was a week before November, and I was back at work. Things were looking better. I never got back with my wife, but some things don't work out. But I did get gainfully employed again, and I worked from 6 to 2:30 at a factory. So I always took Buddy out at the Knobstone Trail. Some of y'all might have heard of this. They call it the Mini Appalachian. It runs from Deems Lake all the way past Scottsburg. It's a very good trail, very hilly, and very is out in the forest. Nothing around, nothing but you in the forest. So I'd walk about 2.5 miles in and 2.5 miles out, a good 5-mile hike after work, and it'd be right about sunset, about 5:30. We were having a really good day on this day, and it was a beautiful day, nice and sunny, but it was getting late, the sun was going down. So I sat down to take our halfway turnaround break. Yeah, I had a backpack, I took his water bowl out, I filled it with water. I sat down, I got me a water. I never had a leash on him. He always walked the woods by himself. He was my guard dog. He would fight for me, and after you hear this, you will know of this. So anyway, we're sitting there, and this little buck comes walking by, and I call him Rudolph, man. He was a cute little guy, and he had little rocks coming out of his head about like that, and he was real muscular and just strutting through there. It was awesome looking. There's a big wall of ivy there. This was 40, 50 feet over there, and we were on the trail. And there's a big wall of ivy like a building. You know, stuff that doesn't turn brown, turns green all the way up to like January. Yeah, honeysuckle, yeah, them kind of leaves. And he's walking towards that. You know, Buddy's doing the lassie. I'm like, ain't that beautiful, Buddy? I go, that's why we come out here, to see nature like this. I mean, you're not going to see this in Jeffersonville. And yeah, he walked behind the ivy, and yeah, so be it, he was gone. And then right a second later, all heck broke out behind that ivy. It was an all-out ruckus, trees snapping, branches breaking, footsteps, squealing. You know, and me and Buddy's looking at each other, like, what is going on over there? And all of a sudden, this little buck comes flying out, horizontal, and not being thrown out, jumping. I didn't know deers could move like this, but he flew through the air. He hit the ground, he flew again, and he went all the way down the ravine. So Buddy's sitting there getting ready to run after him. You know, and Buddy had a bad thing about chasing deers. So I reached down and I'm hooking him up with his leash. So about that time, the deer's out of sight. So I'm sitting here, you know, petting Buddy, talking to him. So I'm like, well, what do you think scared that little feller like that, Buddy? Yeah, and he's, and all of a sudden, this is where it started. Buddy went, turned from Mr. Beautiful, nice dog into a vicious killer hound. And his hair's all up on his neck. So I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, please don't tell me. So I was afraid to look. I look up nice and slow. And there was 2 of them standing there right where that wall of honeysuckle was. And they were standing right on the edge like this, side by side. A red-brown one that looked like an old Indian chief. I see a picture of Geronimo a couple years later, all weathered, pointy nose, wrinkles all the way up his forehead. It looked like this guy. His hairline was up here. He was really old, but his body was pretty buff. They they were standing kind of down. I said they were 7 to 8 feet tall. And I'll stick with this because I don't know how tall they were. They were tall. And he was reddish brown. And yeah, again, like in Ferdinand, I froze, I was freaking out. I had all these emotions running through my brain. Like, am I gonna die today? I just seen him try to kill that little deer. He got away from him. Am I next? And me and Buddy's next the whole time. Yeah, Buddy's trying to get at him bad. You know, and I'm pulling him back. And he really wants at him. So again, I don't know what to do. Yeah, again, my Navy training kicked in. Thank God for this, man. And again, yeah, I don't know, I can't say I hear voices or nothing, but I got guidance that day. And I like to say it's my guardian. But anyway, again, I stood down. I shook off the shock. I shook off the threat of me being killed. I sensed I belong out here as much as them two guys did, and I wasn't gonna back down from them. And my Navy training said, no matter if you're armed or not, never show scaredness. Never show your enemy you're afraid of them. Look them eye to eye. And immediately I started looking back and forth. And the black one was a lot more bigger than the old dude. I mean, he looked like a mini King Kong. That's how I tell people on my interviews. A mini King Kong. You know, the head with no neck, just going in the shoulders. You know, probably that wide, with bowling ball shoulders, arms like telephone poles. You know, a lot of people ask me, you know, what this thing look like. I didn't look at his thing. I was looking at their eyes, man. I did see his chest, and he did have ripples, and he had a chest like King Kong. I mean, something that could go to me and go, you know, snap me like a rag doll. So, I mean, I wasn't gonna, I didn't have a chance, but I didn't want them to know that. And this lasted 4 to 5 minutes. I mean, I call it the knobstone stare down. I stared at these two guys for 4 to 5 minutes. So finally, yeah, it dawned on me, okay, man, do something, get your stuff, let's go. So I reached down, I threw Buddy's bow in the backpack, flung it over. Buddy's still going crazy. And the thing about this I remember the most, that they looked at Buddy more than they looked at me. I mean, I think they was really impressed in Buddy, how he stood up to him. Because I heard a lot of dogs, bigger than Buddy, they cowered out, they whimper away. I'm sure all y'all heard them stories. But nah, Buddy stood up to him. He was gonna lay his life down for me. So I said, well, Buddy, you know, I looked at him. I said, I'm sorry, guys, but we're not on the menu today. I still didn't know what they was, if they was going to eat me. And immediately I turned, you know, yanking Buddy. He didn't want to leave. He wanted them. And we walked away, and immediately I started looking for weapons. A rock, a big stick. And I remember telling Buddy, I said, they're going to flank us. You know, they're over here. He said, they're gonna come over on this side and get us. I go, you take the red one, I'll take the black one. I go, if we don't make it, I'll see you in heaven, man. And all the way back, it was like, where are they at, where are they at? And that was the last time I seen these two guys. But in reality, I think they were shocked as me as I was shocked to them. And they was enjoying the personal encounter with a human that knew my good heart and my intentions, that I wouldn't harm them. I wasn't out there to harm them. I think they knew that I knew about their existence, and I think it was planned for me to see them. And from that day on, my life has really changed. So I started going home and telling my ex-wife and my children, I'm seeing them, and